What's that?
Would you just like to say a few words?
Me? Oh. Well, I've had known you a long time. I've been standing in this garden about the last 40 years. Well, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous because I haven't got to say it all. It just depends. One of these was if it's raining, and I had to speak indoors. No, you're not. No, you're not. Well, this is going to take very short time. Relatives and friends. I rather think that the real reason why I'm standing here, apart from being more of a mug than anybody else, is that the organisers and behind-the-scenes arrangers, where's Dick? Well, David was that, but Dick came up with some more for this event. Thought they could cajole me into packing up and sitting down after 2 minutes flat. And so I shall, and I won't disappoint you. It rather reminds me, he's putting 50 years into 2 minutes, it rather reminds me of the famous Monty Python summarised Proust in 60 seconds competition. But very similar to that. Anyway, let me say before I begin that I don't think it's widely appreciated amongst the younger people here, those under 60s, just how alarmingly time begins to accelerate when one becomes what I think is called crumbly. Yes, the days tick by faster and faster. Friday seems to follow Monday, and where did my life go? I'm still young. Sorry, mate, that was your life. That's all there is. You've just had it. And so, it's really nice for elderly types like me to have special occasions when we can get off this roller coaster to oblivion or whatever, and embrace relatives and good friends and thank them for their companionship and friendship along the way, which has been going all day, and I can't talk because I've said how nice to meet you so many times. For the benefit of the younger ones, there was a war raging from 1939 to 1945, and it hadn't raged for long when, in 1941, 50 years ago today, this smart young man in Sergeant's uniform what a guy. I better hand it over to you, it's pretty precious. Johnny Ching, cycled to Hatfield Heath and married my sister. I was still at school, and it was only a few months since before that another young man in Air Force Blue married my other sister. So I began to think after a while that maybe that was a normal sort of way of carrying on. Anyway, shortly after that, the army politely requested that John should pop over to India and defend it against what better people than I have called our slitty-eyed friends. Sorry, we haven't got any Japanese here, have we? I'm omitting any reference to Japanese, Germans, or... Who? Yes. But no, it's kidding, not kidding. And anyway, so there it was. He disappeared. And it wasn't until after the smoke and flames had cleared away and the war was over that I had the opportunity to get to know the Fenton clan, including Johnny, Dick, David, and John for that matter. Thankfully, John had returned from saving India quite unscathed, as far as I could see. Dora, I'm proud to say that she proudly bears evidence of broken bones to this day, acquired, I must say, not in mortal combat with the enemy, but from constantly slipping over on highly polished ward floors in the London hospital, where she selflessly nursed the sick and wounded back to health. So there's something to be proud of there. You will all have your own recollections of John and Dora. Looking back, I suppose I'm perhaps most impressed by John's great talent for instant advice on practical matters. House falling down, old chap? Yes, RSJ up there. A lick of paint, you'll be all right. The extraordinary thing is, on the whole, it worked very well indeed. But on the serious side, I've always been grateful to him when my poor old parents reached towards the end really, living in drafty old Stoke, with a newspaper on the ground floor rising up as the wind blew through in the winter through the cellar up into the house. He thought in those bitter winters of installing paraffin-fired heaters, which for practically nothing sort of kept them roasting the whole of, and it was just brilliant of him. It absolutely transformed their lives, and I think that's rather typical of John and how he helps. But then Dora too, she was always here, dispensing cream teas, sympathy, infinite compassion whenever you called to see her. Unfortunately, Westminster Bank were kind enough to put into John's capable hands branches of their bank quite near Woodford and close to the golf courses. So not only did his health improve, but they were able to stay here, you see, in 39 36 Highview Road. There are rumours around that dear old 36 Highview Road has now merely become a pied-à-terre when John and Dora happen to be back near London. And again, I hear rumours that their poll tax is payable to Higher Woodcombe UDC. But I'd like to squash those rumours right away. It's not right. They're here and they're here permanently. So, there we are. The family has been far-flung. I've said that. No, I haven't. Yes, it was flung much farther. Some of them would be in the sea at this moment. But, and one of them actually has moved farther and has got a pied-à-terre in France. Congratulations, Johnny. Anyway, 2 minutes are up, so I must go. And as I give your thanks, could I seriously, just for a second, say perhaps it's opportune to remember, as Dick suggested I should, some of the people, 3 people who can't be with us sadly today that were here for the Ruby wedding celebrations are dear Mrs. Orpin, Nellie Reed and Sarah Burdett that was. So we'll think of them too. And so on behalf of them, on behalf of good friends, on behalf of Johnny, Dick, David, the grandchildren, Emma, Adam, Giles, Katie and Andrew, and all the assorted relatives, not forgetting those who are preparing to kindly to interweave their DNA with ours too at a later occasion. We say, dear Dora and John, thank you for all you have meant to us and done for us over the years. Thank you for your company and caring over the years, and congratulations on 50 years together. We wish you much continuing happiness.